most entrepreneurs' biggest mistake is they consume too much of someone else's thoughts. So they start asking themselves the question when they sit with their own, is this right?
Yeah.
They devalue their thoughts because the volume of their own voice is so low, but the volume of us on the internet is too loud.
Are you ready? We're gonna run the play. Let's go. Do you know what it's like to come from nothing at all, but every day you just wanting it all? Do you know what it's like? Every day facing your fear, but believing that your blessing is near. Do you know what it's like? Growing up broken than most, but still being devoted the most. Do you know what it's like? Yeah, that's what the journey's about. Yeah. Let me show you how.
What's going on, y'all? This is Justin Owens, the host of the Run the Play show. I help break down the top plays of success from top leaders, entrepreneurs, and personalities by sharing gems from their personal playbook. And today I got my guy, Marcus Rosier, in the building. CEO of Win the Day Group. And man, we're gonna have a dope conversation. He is an incredible leader, by the way, just so you all know. Like I don't just say that about anybody. Like he has a great mentality when it comes to growing and scaling businesses, but he has a unique approach on how he does it. So we're gonna jump into that as well. But I like to talk about the other sides of entrepreneurship as well that a lot of times people don't see, right? Yeah. It's like, okay, you're building brands, or you're launching this, you're launching that. But what a lot of people don't understand is like that's one part of business, but it's a whole nother side. Like you're a father. Yeah. You are the leader of a church. Yeah. You're a husband. Yeah. So you're a son. So how have you seen, and now being a brand new father, how have you been able to now like handle operating in all of these different roles that you have to handle every day?
Well, it's two things. Number one, I have to practice what I preach. So we have within my community these rules, so to speak. And I always say you can't build a business bigger than you build yourself, because the whole business sits on you. Yeah. So I have to live that out. Building a business bigger than you build yourself. I started telling people a portion of who we are. The business us goes out and makes the money. Yeah. But money is not enough to pay for insecurities. Money is not enough to pay for trauma. Money is not enough to pay for procrastination. Because you made money doesn't mean you absolved all those personality traits, character traits. So sometimes a part of us goes out and make the money while the insecure us sit home unemployed and say, hey, now that you made it, I'm going to spend it. Yeah, yeah. Our trauma, we go out and make the money, the business us, while our trauma sit home unemployed and say, would you bring us back? Yeah. We go out and build relationships while the person, the part of us that don't trust people sit at home and say, watch me mess this up. Yeah. Self-sabotage. Right. Yeah. So what I've had to do now, becoming a new father, admit I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. This is a new role. I'm used to being in control. I'm used to a regiment where I wake up a certain time. Yeah. So I've had to now do heavy time blocking, and I live based on theme. So Monday for me is my coaching day. Yeah. What I got, 10, 12, 6, 8. Those are my coaching times. Yep. Tuesday is my creative day where I'm filming, creating content. Wednesday is what I call worship and wellness, where I'm going to spend time. Of course, I pray every morning, but I'm going to spend a little more time and kind of check in with God myself. Thursday is my think day, where I make appointments with thoughts. So it might be a question within the company where we call them money holes. It's not where we're losing money, but it's where we're not maximizing a revenue stream, or it's where we need to train someone, or where we need to move someone around. So I just list the same way I could meet with you. I list questions on my calendar, and I sit with those and think through them, listen to music, relax state. Yep. Friday's more of a flex day, right? That pattern and that rhythm allows me to do it, and then I switch things up between whether I'm on morning shift or night shift. Yep. So okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I might say certain times, I'm gonna wake up in the morning, do my morning routine, and I'm gonna just be a father until 12. Yep. So I know I clock in at 12. Hey, I'm gonna chill all day. I'm gonna start at 2. Yep. Just giving myself that flexibility, like you're managing yourself like a job would. Hey, you're on night shift. Hey, you're on morning. But as a CEO of multiple companies, I'm doing that same thing. Do I get it right every day? No. Yeah. The goal is to just, almost like you're juggling, never go too long without touching everything. Yeah, I like it. Now, for my new entrepreneurs, we're talking to the Marcus today. How long did it take you to get your schedule to that point? Oh my God. I feel like I've been an entrepreneur before I knew what an entrepreneur was. I'm from Florida. Yeah, me too. From my neighborhood, we call them frozen cups or juleps and all that stuff. So I sold those. I sold gold caps, mixed CDs, the do-rags that was split, black. So I was entrepreneur.
Okay, we come from the same cloth.
Like selling everything, right? But so back then I didn't know how. It wasn't until when you build something bigger than yourself, you had to have a schedule. When it was just me, I could do it whenever I wanted to.
Yeah.
Growth made me create structure. One of the mistakes, can I say this? Yeah. One of the mistakes that I made, and I'm only telling people the mistakes I made, I'm not talking at them, I'm talking with them based on experience, is most of us build companies with the assumption that it won't be wildly successful fast. So we think we'll always have time to perfect things that are flaws in our business, right? So we start the company and we think, oh, okay, it'll only be 12, 15, 100 people. But we never assumed it'll be a successful fast. So we build companies preparing for marathons, but success sometimes can happen in sprints.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because you could easily look at somebody else's, like everybody else's story, and there are always exceptions to the rule. A lot of times people don't think they're the exception.
100%.
And so, but you got to understand, sometimes you can't be the exception, which is also a trick, because there's some people that they expect their journey to be the exception.
All the time.
And that's not also true either.
And that balance, like that super assumption, and I'm bringing it to myself, but I'll make it biblical. It's like, what if Noah assumed that the animals wouldn't come?
Yeah.
Now you got to renovate the top part of the ark when you should have already had it built.
Yeah.
So things happened fast. Wrote my first book, 2015. This part of my entrepreneur journey. And I sold 1,000 copies in the first 30 days.
Wow, congratulations.
Man, thank you. That first book went on to sell 10,000 copies. By 2016, I was traveling all over the country on down the line speaking. Then schools started asking me, and corporations, when I would speak, hey, we can't pay you for speaking, but we can buy books.
Oh.
But now you need a distribution channel. You need a way to track how many books you have on hand. You need a contract in place. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The assumption that it wouldn't be wildly successful made me think I had time to have paperwork in place I should have already had. So I always tell people, build everything with the assumption that it'll be wildly successful fast. If it don't happen fast, you'll be prepared.
Oh, I like that.
That's the rhythm of who was I before then. Expert procrastinator that made the excuse that we all make. I work well under pressure. No, you don't. You just procrastinate.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. So what are some of the things, like if I'm new and I'm like, okay, cool, and obviously I know you have an entire program that you offer people, like high level, like, all right, hey man, if you was some things that I need to get in order to be ready for that growth, what would those things be that most people skip?
I'll simplify it. I'll say form your process based on questions. It's the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
So the first question I would ask is, if someone just learned about who I am, they should watch what, they should do what, and how do they pay me? That's going to tell you the first steps. What should they watch? What should they do? How do they pay you? So what should they watch? Meaning, how do you educate them on who you are? Are they reading something? Are they watching a video? Are they seeing a case study? Are they seeing testimonials to hear from other people? Are they watching your backstory? Is it all of that in a 7-8 minute? Is it a video sales letter that tells them what you were, what you are now, and where you're going as a company, right? What do they watch? What do they do? Do they click something? Do they schedule a call? Do they have an appointment? Are there prerequisites? And then how do they pay you? What's the process of that? If you don't think through those three things, you don't have a lead generation process. So now you can actually be putting out content. You can actually be speaking on stages and don't have a process for people to go through. Start with those three questions.
I love it.
Secondly, I would go into what I teach. What I teach is there ought to be this process, if-then process.
Okay.
If they do blank, then I do blank. So if they don't pay, then I send what? If they don't show up for the appointment, then I do what? If they ghost me, then I do what? That's your follow-up process.
Got it. I like that. And that's a lot of things that people put together like after the fact, like you said. What are some of the challenges you see with newer entrepreneurs now? So it's like, okay, I hit you up, Marcus. I got this idea. I want to get started. What are some things that you see a lot of entrepreneurs that you're working with make?
So I wouldn't say weird. I'm in a very blessed place. We get a lot of people that are high-level professionals that have money and have built something. Let's say attorneys, lawyers, people who already generate revenue. I got a guy who's neurologist. I got,
So what you do didn't all have to be on social media.
Yeah. Okay. So some of them have been doing it for years. Let's say I got a guy who's a doctor, but he doesn't he works for a hospital, but he can't practice holistic medicine within that practice.
Got it.
So he wants to create an online program to teach people and educate them on something he can't do in his practice.
Got it. Yep.
Has money, not new to business, but new to online.
I like that.
Right.
Yep.
But what we find is there's people who make 200, 300,000 over here that won't charge more than 200 over here. They have a mental block as it relates to the information that they know. So they paid multiple six figures to acquire a degree that now they don't think is worth $200 to teach someone else.
Right?
So several things, I'll go back to the beginning. Most entrepreneurs' biggest mistake is they consume too much of someone else's thoughts. So they start asking themselves the question when they sit with their own, is this right?
Yeah.
They devalue their thoughts because the volume of their own voice is so low, but the volume of us on the internet is too loud.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think that's a challenge. I mean, in part of it is because of what people see all the time, right? But a lot of people have this thoughts like I need to find a way to stand out, and a lot of times their way to stand out is to do what somebody's already doing, and I'm like that's not how you stand out
At all.
because believe it or not, when you were born, you were made already standing out.
Yeah.
There's nobody that is the same. Even people that look the same, they're not even the same. So when you find out how to tap into who you are, your challenges, your gifts, that is the separator.
Yeah.
Because like people are like, yo, like I can't do what you're doing. I'm like, yeah, but I can't do what you're doing either, right? And that's your gift. And I feel like more people, if they start tapping into that, and this is just my opinion, I feel like when you go in creation mode, you almost have to stop tuning into what other people are doing.
Bro, yeah.
This is what I do a lot. I just be like, listen, all right, you know what? I'm not paying attention to nobody else. I don't care what nobody else is doing, not in a negative way, but I just got to focus on my own stuff so I can make sure I'm getting what I'm receiving from the stuff I'm working on. So
that's an exercise I just gave my community, and I just did an event. Before I did the event, for 30 days prior to that, I went back and watched interviews I did, speeches I did.
Yep.
I studied myself. What I wanted was, I only wanted to hear me playing in my head over and over and over again. What I found was there was more depth in what I said, because it's like when you're writing something, you leave words out.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, I thought I said this. I could have said that.
Spot. Yeah.
Could have gone deeper with this. So that formed, and it made, what it also did, man, it allowed me to be like, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
It gave you respect for your own voice, your tone. I think like a year and a half ago, I hit you. I'm like, bro, I started studying your stuff. You remember? I was like, you're talking that. I started hearing you, and I didn't hear anybody else talk leadership the way you did.
Yeah.
Leadership,
I appreciate that, bro.
Leadership could be like when I first learned funnels. It's such a boring, be a boring subject.
It is,
right?
yeah.
And in the words of, I got to give him credit, Darius Daniels, leadership is a skill that you don't know you need until you're winning.
Yeah.
Right? So I went on this journey because we had, at the time, 28 people on staff for one of my companies.
Yep.
And now it's like 21. That skill of leadership, I was used to working.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to rally people together to work at my pace, and I'm like, why y'all letting it up? They just work differently, differently to me. But I started watching you storytell, and the pace and cadence you take when you set people up, and it's almost like you hypnotize them. They don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
You get them to admit things without you saying it.
Yeah.
So if this was happening, what would you do? And the person pulls himself in, I would do this. And it's like this journey of discovery. I fell in love with watching the pattern of it because I watched speaking.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I can't do that though, right? My style is totally different. So if I'm not careful, I'll find myself saying, okay, so story is told, everybody. I'll be trying to pull a gesture.
Yeah, no.
I had a suit on and everything.
Yeah. But, and I feel like that's the gift. Because like here's the other thing. The stuff you do with like breaking down details and structure, that is not my gift.
Gotcha.
At all. Like I get in business, I'm like, all right, look, let's go. Make these videos, do this. Like, I can do make the videos, how we pay, do all that. But now we're talking about this other thing. That's when I started. That's when I had to realize, like leadership, to be honest with you. I was like, okay, I don't have these gifts. So I need to get really good at having a group of people around me that do have these gifts. And then we got to put in place things that make sense for people to utilize their gifts so we can all grow, right? And that does take leadership, and it takes communication. It takes a lot of communication, but understanding who people are and what moves them and what desires they have. And then sometimes like making sure that they're happy with what they're doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those are things that were like, I used to say when I first got in business that I didn't like working with teams, because I didn't like to depend on people for money.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I don't want to do no. I got to depend on a whole bunch of people. And then I was like, the reason I felt like that is because I wasn't good at it.
Wow.
And I said, because I really do like doing stuff with people, but if you're not good at it, naturally you start saying you don't like it. But no, you do like it, because here's the other side. Some of y'all are gonna realize is you start building a business, you're gonna be like, man, I want to rest. Well, so how do you rest if you don't have a team?
Bro.
How do you rest if you don't have systems? Or if you don't have systems, at least have, if you don't have a team, at least have systems.
Yeah.
Which is still going to take a team of people to put together.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Because what you're ultimately doing is, I'm trying not to get long-winded with it, but it's a full thought. I got
Nah, go get it out.
So what people don't realize, if the money that you make only moves at the speed of your hands, you only have two hands. Right? So that means your income and revenue is capped.
Yeah.
You need the ability to employ the hands of other people so you can duplicate the work.
Yeah.
If your revenue and your thoughts and your infrastructure is supported by your thoughts, you only have one mind.
Dang.
So you need the minds of other people.
Yeah.
If the money that you make is only made by your activity, you only have 24 hours. But what happens when you can employ the hours of other people?
Yeah, it becomes unlimited.
And then the highest level is when you employ the revenue that you made, so now your money makes money. All of this can't be done by you.
Yeah, it can. Yeah,
So-
it's possible.
Or even at the highest level of personal development, I was talking about when you hire yourself. Hiring yourself is to say, okay, I will not be unemployed in my personal development, my mindset, my financial literacy, my relationship building. Because sometimes we have a skill, let's say, of communication. That singular skill doesn't grow a company.
Yeah.
The skill of communication has to be paired with the skill of marketing, because you can be great at something no one knows you do.
Yeah.
The skill of marketing has to be paired with the skill of branding, because when I'm looking for a speaker, I got to decide, why do I want it from you?
Yeah.
So the
big.
brand is the decision to say, I want ketchup, but do I want Heinz or Great Value?
Yeah.
The market is ketchup. The brand is those different things. So it's like, you got to marry these skills together to truly build something big, to say, and we find people all the time that are gifted and say, I'm the best in the world at what I do. But they only have a singular skill. They haven't paired these skills and hired themselves to say, you know what? I'm unemployed in my relationship building. So it's not that people don't know that I'm good. They just don't like being around me.
Right.
And it's rare that someone's going to invite you to their stage when they don't trust you.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's real. Let me ask you this, because this is a question that goes in what you were just talking about. How do you know if you're the person that needs to lead the ship or be a part of somebody's vision?
Whew, that's a very good one. I think it goes back to being employed and having a accurate assessment of who you are.
Yeah.
Right? To really know yourself and to say, if you are a person that you know that you don't follow through with anything, you don't have any schedule. If I ask you next week what you're doing, I talk about what we call CEO eye exam. You at least got to be able to see 90 feet in front of you, meaning 90 days. So if from week to week you don't know what you're doing, you've looked at your life and you realize you have no structure, chances are you're not going to become a whole nother person as it relates to running a business. Now, do you have to, like, let's use my company. I don't do any hiring. I realize I hired people, but hiring is really not my skill. Because I lack the patience. The last 3 people I've hired in the last year, just one guy, you're going to laugh at this. I hired a videographer, bro, and this was, I had my baby February 22nd, which was like a Saturday. Saturday is Sunday. It's late Saturday, Sunday morning. I was back home by Monday. I got on with him on Monday. I hadn't slept 24 hours later, and this is his first day. We got on at 9, he quit at 12. He quit first day. Because I do more skill-based, thought-based training. So it's good for my COO to hire them, and then when they come in, she can do task-based training. I do skill-based, meaning I teach people how to think within the company. So I'm asking him. He did a bunch of stuff for us, and the colors are red. Like, our colors are green, black, and white. So I'm like, so what was the thought behind it? Now my team who knows me.
What would make you do that?
Right. My team who knows me know it's not a rude question. I always ask that. Hey, so what? Hey, we ought to do such and such. Okay, cool. What's the thought behind it? That's my ongoing question. I want to know, how did they come to that decision that we should do it? He don't know that. So he feel challenged. He feel uncertain. It's the rest of the team. It's his first day. And I'm like, hey, speak up. Why you keep muting yourself? They know. Got to show yourself on screen. I want high energy. I don't want to be in a meeting with a bunch of people just sitting there quiet, right? So my man, he quits and finally tells us, I don't like being questioned in public. Now, it wouldn't have worked anyway. However, I hired him, but I hired him based on skill, not culture fit. So I didn't realize he should have gone through a string of things that we normally have in place, but I'm rushing to patch a hole. So I'm like, oh, we need this and this. So that's when you realize, to your question, I'm assertive, I'm clear, I'm direct. I don't know to cut corners. And I'm not rude, but it's like, hey, how's things going, when I really want to ask for something?
Yeah. That's real. Yeah, that's you. You know what's funny? I've been thinking about this. We went fishing this weekend, and it hit me while we were fishing because I thought about it like. So I didn't go to college. Did you go to college?
And then kinda.
Okay, you did. Okay, yeah. I didn't go at all. I didn't even. I stepped foot to like try to meet teachers, and I never did it.
Yeah.
But I started thinking about it. Is that like entrepreneurship is one of the only spaces you can buy the top position.
Wow.
In like as a doctor, I can't go to school and just be like, yo, hey, I just want to pay this money, and I'll be a doctor. No, it don't work like. Even if you pay the money, there's no guarantee that you get it.
So true.
And so when you hear this quote that's like, be careful how you treat people on the way up because you may run across the same people on the way down.
So true.
Some people, because the way they got to the top is they just paid for it, but they never ran across no people to the top either. And so, on the way down, there's nobody there either. And so there's a pro and con to like entrepreneurship. Like, okay, it's very easy to buy being a CEO, buy the LLC, buy the equipment, and you're there. Congratulations. But now, do you have the skills? Now, do you have the ability?
You're doing that thing again. I don't think you realize. I wish I had my phone.
It's just, but it was like, now do you have the ability that's behind it that's going to keep you there? Yeah. Because anybody can do that stuff, but it's like, how do you like Jay-Z said? He would say, man, it's he said, what'd he say? Somebody doing great for like a year or two, we call that being hot. But like, if you could do it for over 10 years, that's when you step into greatness. And I feel like that's where you start stepping into leadership, because leadership is some of the things that you're saying. You're literally saying, hey, I've got a successful company, but I suck at these things.
Oh my God.
So it's also the humility to admit where you have faults.
So true.
It's the humility to admit where you have challenges, but now the ability to say, okay, I had to either fix this, which, we got to fix it over time anyway, but while I'm working on myself, can I also incorporate some other people or get some people around me to help me fix
Can I add to that? Let me first say how brilliant that thought is. Like,
thank you, bro.
I'm such a student of brilliant thinking. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people the same way that the human body receives and digests food, the human brain does the same, and it processes through our belief system. Yeah. So when you're talking, my mind is like, oh, like you can buy your way to the top. Like, but to that end, I used to invite, and this might be a great nugget for someone, everyone on my team into the same rooms. Yeah. I quickly learned that was the worst thing I could have done because some people only know how to see things from the level of a problem. Yeah. Some people talk and think at the level of solution. So when I'm in innovation mode and ideation mode, certain people go in that room. Yeah. When I'm in execution mode, certain people in that room. And what I found is certain team members cannot handle the version of me that's in execution mode. It seems like I'm rude or mean because the thing becomes the most important thing versus the people. Yeah. In ideation or in culture building mode, the people become the most important thing. Mm-hmm. So in certain rooms where I'm fun and energetic, and which I am, and people are the most important thing, you get it because you got a crazy personality and we joke and laugh. Yeah. But there's another side of you that made you successful where you snap into a different mode, and the most important thing is the work. Yeah. And certain people can't handle that. Yeah, they can only handle the cultural meetings where they become the most important thing. Yeah. Yep. Hi, man, how's everything going? Okay, cool. So here's where we going. They love those type of things. Yeah, yeah. And I'm learning to protect for dear life certain who you have to be and how you jump into roles and the certain functions of your personality to only have certain people that get that side of you and can support that side of you that really knows you. Like, I'm so blessed, man. I want to say her name on it, Krisha. Like, she was a student of mine, turned client. I trained her for 2 years to be COO. Wow. I would only give her problems and tell her, hey, how would you handle this? And wait like 2-3 weeks, and then we get on and talk about it. I'm like, nah, I wouldn't do that, but do this. And just, she loved the process of learning. Now she can think for me, but she also gets when I'm tired, when I'm sharp, when I'm short. Yeah. She also understands
who you are.
Don't bring it to me unless it's thought through, right? So she knows, but by the time I get it, I'm going to critique it. I'm super fast. Yeah. All just nuances of my personality where she'll tell the team, don't give him all of that. Yeah. I like the voice note. I don't want to listen to a voice note. Yeah. Like, she just know all those things. So what she does is carry that over. We have a policy within our company.
Wait, you said You like the voice note, but you don't like to listen
No,
to it.
no, at all. Like, text it to me. Okay, cool. That's Am I the only one toxic like that?
That's probably me. I'd be like, bro, why did you just send me a voice note for 2 minutes? But I'll do it quickly. Yeah.
Bruh, if it's longer than a minute, I'm like, ooh, if you'd like to make a call, please say. Just the nuance of having a person that could extend that. Or I'm big on these cultural things that we embody. Like one of our cultural rules as a company is that I don't know expires in 24 to 48 hours. You get paid every 2 weeks. So if you come to a meeting and say, I don't know, and 2 weeks later you still don't know, you got paid for not figuring out a problem, which means you just gave your job to me.
Yeah.
That means I got to figure it out and pay you. And that's not being mean. It's embedding these things to say,
that's a bar.
Ask me, I'll help you think through it, and then say, okay, well, here, let's figure out this, and this. Or if we're saying, hey, I don't know how to, you asked me to change how our captions look on the video. I'm not sure how to do that. Okay, let's look up at least these 3 things. I'm going to give you what to look up.
Yeah.
But it's your job to figure out I don't know in 24 to 48 hours and follow back up.
Yeah.
If not, you're telling me I don't know, and with the internet, you don't plan on solving it. So out of 24 to 48 hours, that's 16 hours of work. So in 16 hours of work, you didn't solve a problem?
Yeah.
That's not mean.
Yeah.
That's culture.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know, expires in 24 to 48 hours. Excellence for us is doing the best that we can with what we have.
Yeah.
So
like
we
that.
define these things clearly.
What we have. Yeah.
So, hey, why didn't we do such and such? Oh, we didn't have blah, blah, blah. But we do have this. So that means you violated that. So it's like you're embedding these things and you have a person that can push and emphasize these main things that now makes business and life easier.
Yeah, I like that. Let's go back. Let's go to like the business side, right? Because you said you'll take somebody that may be doing well off of social media.
Yeah.
And then they'll get on. And I know a lot of people like that. They're like, oh, I've had this job for like 20 years and I do good out here. But then I have no followers. I have no, where does the person start from there?
Man, so great that you asked. So when I started, we used to lean heavily into helping coaches, entrepreneurs be able to generate revenue without a lot of followers. That was our emphasis. The reason why I felt equipped to do that is because my first multiple 6-figure year, I had less than 10,000 followers. By the time I made $1 million, I still didn't have 10,000 followers. I've been right at it.
Yeah.
So I made the bulk of my money without a lot of followers.
Yeah.
There's this thing I teach, and I'll make it simple and tell them the first steps to take. I talk about everything that we do must pass the B3 test.
Okay.
That's where every move we make must build our business, our brand, and our bank account. If it only makes you money, then it fails the B3 test because every customer represents 5 people. So you made money at the expense of hurting your brand. People who sell quick Black Friday sales, you made money, but that person will never buy from you again. So you don't realize you lost money while making money.
Yeah.
Right? If it doesn't build your business, it's not sustainable. You can't pivot with it. So the first thing that I did, I focused on building a strong and intentional business. You can hear from me the level of clarity surrounding business.
Yeah.
But I didn't build a brand. Right? So people are just starting to discover, oh man, Marcus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now I'm intentional about brand.
Yep.
Because what I never wanted, when you get online, and this is going to answer the question, you don't know who's on the other end of that camera.
Correct.
So you're making a promise to perfect strangers, and you better hope your business is strong enough to make good on that promise.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah.
So, I'll help you get to 6 figures. But if you just got raw information, in the coaching space, you can't turn your coaching program into speaking engagements where on Zoom you're doing speaking engagements every week.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You need an actual sustainable process that walks people from where you pick them up from to dropping them off at the promise that you made them. So if you say, I'll pick you up from not knowing how to repair your credit to repairing your credit, that's a promise.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll show you how to go from a raw idea to building an online coaching program, getting your first 10 clients, and making 5 figures. That's a promise.
Yeah, that is.
So your process is to pick them up from where you believe they are, to drop them off at that. What I would say to a person in 3 simple steps: if you don't have a lot of followers, no one cares. Because when you get on a plane, you're putting your life in the hands of the pilot, and you've never asked him how many followers he has.
Yeah.
The higher the skill set, you don't care.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You lay down and let the person with anesthesia put you to sleep without asking, hold on, before you put that mask, how many followers? You let the dentist go in your mouth. You let the doctor repair your knee, because I've had knee surgery. I know you had
Achilles,
had a surgery, and you never asked how many followers.
Yep, that's true.
Why, when we take our talents to the internet, we believe we can't help people until we build more followers? All I'm doing is sharing with you what already was.
Yeah.
You don't co-sign and vote on me based on how many people follow and likes and comments.
Yeah, that's real.
Right? So what I tell people If every time I show up online, I am answering a question that you have in your mind, you don't care how many followers I have. So if your question is, man, how do I lose stubborn belly fat without abandoning my business, losing money, going on a fad diet?
Yeah.
If all my content answers that, you don't care how many followers.
That's a fact.
So if I say, hey, what's up, family? I'm going to show you how to lose stubborn belly fat without going on fad diets, giving up food you love, or spending hours in the gym. See, that's messaging. So you need clear messaging and a clear offer. You don't need more followers. That's a clear message. It's a clear solution. You divide that clear brand promise into content buckets.
Okay.
One of those content buckets could be what we refer to as heart content, where a person can get to know you and trust the information from you.
Yep.
That's your journey of why you care about weight loss. That's how you discovered this process. That's the empathy that you need so people can know you're talking at them versus talking with them. That's over the shoulder. That's content that is natural. It's native. It's you planning for them.
Yeah.
Head content is the information of how to lose the belly fat without spending hours in the gym. It's the how to do this, how to do that, top exercise, top foods. Hey, if you're going out on the weekend and you know you want to have a drink without feeling guilty, here are the top drinks you can have without a lot of calories.
Yeah, that's good.
See how I'm digging deeper and deeper in content. When we talk about what I call hand content, it's how someone can do it without you.
Yep, okay.
If I do that for a long period of time, bro, I've got a brand.
Yeah.
People trust me, and indirectly, I'm going to grow my followers, but I can make revenue already.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I did. I started answering. I'm willing to read an entire book to answer one question for my clients.
Yeah.
I'm willing to pay money to go to a conference to learn something to be able to help my clients. You don't earn the right to be paid if you don't work for free for people to solve their problem and learn how to solve it. You earn their money.
You earn that.
Sheesh. Yeah, so it's like, that's what people that don't have a lot of followers that are thinking they need that, what they're lacking is they're focusing on content development, not business development. Bring you to the internet fully prepared, fully equipped, able to answer questions. And if you can answer questions on a consistent basis, every one person represents 5 people. They will tell others about you. And my goal when I started was make one person a day love me. That was it.
Yeah.
I only wanted one person a day to love me, and indirectly I stumbled on a whole lot more and made a whole lot more money.
Wow, that's deep. We have this segment in the show, because when you play sports, you got flops, fumbles, failures, all that kind of stuff. And the section I always have is breakdown or breakthrough, right? Have you ever had any breakdowns in your business and you had to break through it? And if so, would you, whatever you feel like sharing that breakdown, and then share something that you learned or found out about yourself or about business, whatever that allowed you to break through?
Man, do you want current or past?
Whatever you want to share. Yeah, whatever you want to share, honestly.
I'll go quick with it and give both. So my past breakdown was I built a business model. I had written a whole lot of books. So in my first year, July of 2015, I self-published 5 books in the same year.
Wow.
Right? So I wrote a whole lot of books. I ended up writing 23 books. I self-published 5 in that first year. My breakdown was I built a horrible business model. Books are a bad business model, self-published, because every day you got to find a new customer.
Yeah.
The lifespan and the relationship to the customer, although they love me, it was nothing else to buy from me.
Yeah.
So, man, I love the book. Okay, now what? And they could just tell other people about me, and it made me revenue, but it didn't build a business.
Yeah.
So it didn't pass the B3 test. Bank account grew, but not brand and business, right? So I quickly discovered that was a bad business model, and the better business model was to create a comprehensive company, meaning sell the books, but there's a group of people that want to write a book. Yeah. There's also a group of people that want self-published. They want to know, hey, how'd you determine trim size? How'd you know whether you do a 5x8 or a 6x9? Hey, how did you know whether to do vanity publishing, subsidiary publishing, like all the elements? Hey, Marcus, how'd you pitch your book for radio and television? Yeah. Those segments. The deeper thing in the larger audience wanted those answers. How'd you do a contract with Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, where the first book they read was your book in English? People wanted to know that. Yeah. So my breakdown was understanding they didn't just want the end result, they wanted the process. So that actually was a business model that now opened things up. That's really how me and Neo connected. Wow. Neo and I formed a partnership where I already had a done-for-you service book publishing company. that we would do ghostwriting, editing, formatting, book cover, came with 50 books, and I would build a landing page. Back in 2015, I was building phones.
Wow.
No one knew what it was.
Yeah.
That was for $1,500. Yeah.
Wow.
Came with 50 books.
Sign me up.
Right? Neil and I met, and I was telling him about it, and he was like, man, let's partner. And we helped in that first year, I want to say, over 100 authors. And we used to do these things called Boardroom Bosses Author Edition for 4 hours, teaching people how to write and publish their books for $100. Now, you know Neil the way I know.
He would never do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, that was 2015, 2016. That's when we met and really formed a partnership, traveled all over, helping authors on down the line. That was my breakdown, the breakthrough, because I lost a whole lot of money. I was working with people that no matter what I did, they didn't understand the value of it. I had people complaining about $1,500 to done-for-you book.
Yeah.
And funnel. Just think about that.
Yeah, that's...
And it came with 50 copies you sell for $20. So that was that. My current, man, which is a very transparent moment, if I can share this, is about 4 months ago, around the same time that I'm getting ready to have my first child, I decided to take a wrecking ball to my entire business. We looked at, and our company is divided where my team gives me a report. Ours discover, design, deliver, delegate, right? So discover, we help you discover your mindset, messaging, your actual monetization model, your offer. Design, we build everything out, the course, etc. Deliver, we teach how to launch and sell it. Long story short, we determine when we intake new customers based on percentage of where our clients are. Okay. So if too many people are in the discover and design phase, we don't take on new customers. We need to find a way to figure out why haven't they launched.
Right, yep.
So that's how I make the decision as CEO. I start seeing the percentage, and I was like, man, most of these people think the goal is to actually create a course, not to launch it. Not enough of them are launching it. I reevaluated everything and told the team, and this is why I love my team. I was like, hey, revenue's gonna feel really different in the next 4 months. We're not gonna sell anything. We're gonna dissolve all our current offers, and we're gonna rebuild the company. This at the same time I'm planning a conference, at the same time I just had a baby. It's at the same time I started a new business, Rain Media Company. So I got a brand new staff on a media company. Yep. And bro, the breakdown was that feeling of no revenue, selling nothing for 4 months with a payroll of that many people. It feels different. Oh, it feels like this is very. I haven't shared this at all.
Yeah,
bro, paying people and they're doing nothing. Because for 4 months you're in ideation with your top people. Yeah. Your people that's underneath that is just waiting on, you know,
for the call.
What's next? We had a program called, man, this is very transparent, Course Funding Accelerator. Okay. It's our top program. In 2022, we took people from idea, and 533 courses we created from scratch. Wow. Bro, we dissolved that. We already had 15 people signed up. We only take 15 to 10 people at a time. 15 people signed up for that current one, and another 15 signed up for the next one. With those who paid, it's 5-figure programs, $150,000. We reimbursed them the money. I'm talking about the hardest thing I ever had to do. Imagine you're selling nothing for 4 months. You gave back $150,000, and those who were gonna pay in the next one, send the email out in essence to fire all your current clients. Yeah. And we rebuilt the whole business. Wow. That's my breakdown. Yeah. But the breakthrough was I got clear. Let's redo all of this, and let's make it to where we have the most comprehensive business, where now we reposition it, and our new thing is we help coaches and entrepreneurs transition into CEOs of stress-free million-dollar education companies. We show them how to create monthly launch cycles and sell their offer working less than 7 days a month. Wow. Right? Yeah. That clarity and that system where our low-level, I won't call it low-level, our entry-level program, Content to Cash Flow, where we show them how to create content to generate revenue, and it's a full training portal that is comprehensive, all done for you. Wow. Our second level, 5-figure month mastermind, where we show them how to create, launch, sell, and scale an offer. Our highest level, Mob Millionaires, where we show you literally how to create high-ticket coaching programs, and here was the mistake that people were making in the space. People knew how to market programs, not how to fulfill on them. Right, yeah. So we focused on the fulfillment, client acquisition, back end, how to overcome chargebacks, how to prevent them, how to do onboarding, kickoff calls, how to set up your coaches. Yeah. You know, what goes on a portal, how long should the videos be, how to, you know what I'm saying? So it's this high level comprehensive thing that we set still, and it is the proudest I've ever been, because now I can say, all of our offers, we tied ourselves into it. If you don't make your money, I will coach you for free until you do. I'm bought into your success. Because I lose money if you don't succeed.
Yeah.
Like, that's my breakthrough.
Yeah, no, that's big. That's big. And I appreciate the transparency, bro.
Yeah.
I think more people need to hear that because so many people enter entrepreneurship with faulty expectations.
Oh, yeah.
Because most people only see us today. So they didn't. And some of it is because during our early days, social media wasn't as big as it is now.
Yeah.
And so even if we was putting it out, most of us didn't have no followers anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like nobody would see it. But I think people need to hear it today, right? Because what y'all are hearing today is like, listen, somebody's been an entrepreneur for how many years?
This business since 2014.
Yeah. So 9 years?
Yeah.
Almost 10. And still making adjustments and still growing. It's still making almost pivots inside of your business model. Yeah. And sometimes we think, okay, I'm going to get this one thing and that one idea is going to grow. And I'm not saying it won't, but you're still going to grow and you're going to have to make changes. You're going to have up, you're going to have downs. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. And if you can't get used to that philosophy, like, hey, man, one year might be the best year of your life and the next year might be the worst year. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can literally go through those ebbs and flows. But as you start to get better and you start understanding, how to run the business the right way and the systems and your personal cash flow and the business cash flow, I think it definitely starts to make things more effective, man. So
Can I add one thing to that?
Yeah.
I think one of the hardest things an entrepreneur will ever have to do is stop doing something that currently makes them money to eventually do something that will make them a whole lot more money and help more people that you're actually making the money from.
Yeah.
Right?
That's it's probably one of the toughest decisions. I actually recently made a decision like that.
Wow.
And it's tough because it's a weird spot because it's like, okay, I'm making good money, and I'm not unhappy necessarily either. But you just want to do something in a different way, in a way that moves you. And so you're right about that 1,000%. It's probably one of the toughest decisions to make. Because
you look at it and you're like, whew, all right.
Yeah.
But we all have to have those bedrock parameters, like those missions, those internal mission statements, or what I call internal scoreboards. Because some think money means you're winning, but money's not the most important thing to me. Mine is these 4 things, like what pleases God, what I'm gifted at and love doing, what helps people, what pays us well. What pays me well is number 4.
Yeah.
Right? So it has to qualify those 4 things for me.
Yeah, man, I love that. This is a dope conversation, man.
You my guy.
Yeah, like, I appreciate you coming through, man. Because listen, I'm telling you, this guy's a genius when it comes to building and scaling businesses. And I really wish that this was probably around when a lot of people started in business because, a lot of people just, it's gaps and not everybody has a chance to recover, when they get into entrepreneurship. Because I've literally seen people take out loans for big programs. And I'm not saying everybody has a big ticket program, they all are bad, because I know some that are really, really good. But I also know some of the people that, like, I had a person, they was like, hey, I bought this course on how to do some stuff online, and I'm just trying to figure out how to set up my Shopify. And I was like, bro, you just said you paid $30,000. You don't know how to set up your Shopify?
Yeah, that's out of order.
Now, I don't know whose fault it is. but somebody got to fix this. I don't know who it is. And I'm like, but, here it is. And now you got a person that's like, they probably still making payments on that. And to me, it's just like traditional education, though.
Yeah.
You got great colleges, you have some that aren't so good. You have great career paths, you have some that aren't so good. And I feel like as entrepreneurs, we probably got to do a better job of how people handle real education, which is before you just go to college, you try to go there.
Yeah.
You meet the dean. You go to the registration office. You see the environment, and then you make a decision.
Yeah.
A lot of times when people do online, it's like, okay, boom, let me buy this, and it's like, but did you get a chance to get in? Did you talk to any of the students?
Yeah.
How was their experience? Did they like going there? Did you talk to some of the students that graduated? What did they learn there? Have you talked to some people that have graduated and now have a job? What's been their experience?
Yeah.
And then if you start taking that, I believe, into entrepreneurship, it'll help you start making a little bit better decisions, or at least make a decision with more information to help you make a better decision.
Can I help your audience by telling them what I teach my students of how to determine what to pay for, how to determine if you invest in a program?
Okay, talk to me.
Yeah. So some people didn't cheat people. Some did.
Yeah.
Some people didn't cheat people. What happened was the person didn't know what they wanted, right? So they bought brand-based programs, meaning I like the person, so I'll buy the program. They didn't even know what they were buying.
Correct.
So I teach my clients, even if they don't invest in me, here's how you decide what program you need. There's 1 of 4 things you need, or all 4. You either need information, meaning someone knows something that you don't know, and if you knew it, you'd make more, have more, do more.
Yep.
So person might be teaching you how to build your business. One person might teach you how to scale it. One person teaches you how to perfect your process. That's information-based. That's where someone's teaching you information.
Yep.
If you already have information, you don't need an information-based program or portal. You don't need to pay for a login with in-person events. You don't need that. You might have the information and you need that second one, not information strategy.
Okay.
That's where you ask specific questions to see, do they provide strategy? Meaning, I already have a Shopify store. When I look at my analytics, I see that people are visiting the site, but my abandoned cart rate is at 60%.
Yeah.
You don't need information. You need a strategy-based program, how to convert the people that are in your abandoned cart sequence. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you ask questions, hey, I'm already doing this. Does your program help me learn how to optimize X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting 100 people get on a sales call, but I'm only closing at 10%. I'm looking to increase. See, the sophistication of the question helps you determine what to pay for.
Yeah, that's
You might need information, you might need strategy. Some of us don't need information or strategy. We know what to do. We need a system. We have more business than we know what to do, but we don't follow up with people. We don't have a process to track it.
Yep.
We have students that don't show up for calls and then forget they're part of it and then say, oh, shoot, I don't need this no more.
Yep.
So you might need to pay for someone to come into your business and create the systems, meaning client acquisition system, client fulfillment system, client support system, client conversion system, right? These different systems that pull the lever and draw revenue. Fourth is accountability. So I repeat, information, strategy, system, accountability. That's where masterminds are great. You're not looking for information. You're looking for confirmation. Say, yo, Justin, I'm doing such and such. What are y'all doing? Oh, and it's that small pivot, or you want to ask, is this right? You want to collaborate with other people. You want to build relationships. Sometimes you need all four. Great programs might have only 20% information, about 30, 40% strategy. The other percentage will be system, and the larger percent is accountability to sustain these three. When you are asking questions before you pay your money, which of these four does the program offer you when you look at the contract and the landing page? If you can't answer them, keep your money in your pocket.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. I mean, that's a great answer, and I think that's important. Like, if you just that piece of it will help save people money and help them make a better decision.
100%.
When it comes to what they need. And I think what you're right is true. There are some people that what they thought they were paying for is not what they got. But it's not the person's fault they bought it from either, because they gave you exactly what they said they was going to give you.
They gave you information.
Is what you
need
thought,
a strategy.
Yeah, it's what you thought you needed. So I love that, man. Where can people find you after this?
Man, well, whether you're the FBI or jealous girlfriend, I'm the easiest in the world to find. Marcus, the letter Y. You got to put the Y in there. You won't find me. Marcus, the letter Y, Rosier, on all platforms.
Okay.
Instagram is my social media drug of choice.
Yep, there we go. Yep.
And YouTube, right?
Yep.
And YouTube. So Marcus Y. Rosier. If I can help you in any way, that's what it's about, us providing that information and helping one another.
Dope. Well, I appreciate you coming through, man. Anytime people come through, we like to give them a little something. Just, a couple of little run to play pieces.
Well, let me get that. You see, you see what I got on.
I see.
Now.
Yeah, he repping the brand. The official uniform of entrepreneurs around the world. So y'all got to get new ACOs too. Y'all make sure I check it out. But just want to give you a couple, run and play pieces just for coming through. And guys, I hope y'all really took notes of that. I'm gonna go back through and watch this one again because I really enjoyed it. Shout out to Philly. But
Mama say, Mama Sama, Makusa.
There you go. So it's a couple of new age pieces in there, and there's a couple of run and play pieces in there.
What I gotta do to get one of those though?
You know what, man? I just got one of these. We want to talk about it.
Oh, this is my color too. Yeah. Oh yeah, Sailor. Oh yeah, I got a book too.
Yeah,
brother. Thank you. You a class act, man.
I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you coming through, blessing the audience with this wisdom. Guys, y'all just got locked in on the Run the Play show. Gave you all the top plays. Now it's up to you to go run it. We'll see y'all on the next episode. What's going on? Listen, make sure you guys go to runtheplaystore.com. Get your official Run the Play gear. We talk about shirts, socks, jackets for everybody that's Run the Play all across the world.
Are you ready? We're gonna run the play. Let's go. Do you know what it's like to come from nothing at all, but every day you just